Hello, everybody. Here is Books, bookish operation of obtaining knowledge and spoilers. I'm Sarah, and with me is my co-host, Dee.
Hello, everybody. It's me.
All right. Today's something cozy. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. And was it cozy though?
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Um, but I can understand it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoyed it a lot. And I'm super excited because he has two other books that I will be reading. Whether you want to or not, that's up to you.
We shall see. Like this book was okay for me from my point of view, personal one, of course. It was
Yeah, no,
okay.
I get that.
Everything was kind of melting into one for me since you were mostly in one location and there was not much happening. Which I get it. It's the thing of the cozy fantasy. It's just it. I don't know. I have a mixed feelings about this book, to be honest.
I got you. You like a little more action in your fantasy.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I completely understand that. For me, this was a really good example of a cozy book, just something you could sit down and read. And then if you need to go do something, you can just sit it down and come back to it at any time and be just fine. Um, it also has really good D&D vibes, and anybody that knows me knows how big of a Dungeons and Dragons fanatic I am. And so this is essentially what happens when an adventurer decides to settle down and make a new life, minus the adventuring. Um, which I have a feeling you would have enjoyed a little bit more if it had had more of the adventuring. Which
Oh,
actually, you
yeah.
may enjoy the second one a bit better.
Yeah,
Um,
I would love a little bit more of, yeah, I'm gonna slap somebody, hit somebody, there's the blood, maybe go rampage, John Wick style. Um, just.
I can understand that. I
Anybody
have
who
read the
knows
second
me,
book.
anybody who knows
Yes.
me knows that I am huge Mass Effect, Resident Evil, and Dragon Age fan. Which, with this book, Legends and Ladders, I am a little bit sad that there was not that much action.
This is more along the lines of going around town doing things. Um,
This is more along
and
the line.
you wanted
Whenever
the
Sarah gets old, like 80 something grumpy, that's what's gonna happen to Sarah.
oh yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Um, all right, well, why don't we head right into it? And first of all, what made us want to read the book?
You made me.
Yes, I did.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat here. You made me read it.
Hey, you know what? You made me read Sanded Soul, so we're even now. Actually,
No,
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 we're
no,
not.
no,
Sanded
no.
Soul was terrible.
No. You want to read the Sanded Soul because of the Greek mythology and stuff like that, my dear.
Uh-huh. Yes, I did. But also, that was not my first choice for the first book that we were gonna do.
No. We set up the entire schedule together. Don't bamboozle me here now.
Hey, somebody's got to do it. It might as well be me. So I will be
Oh,
100% honest with you. When I first saw the cover of the book, I was just like, I want to read that.
I thought this
Uh,
is a monster romance, by the way, guys.
I mean, it sort of is a very extremely slow burn one. There is no spice at all. So if you're
This is a
looking
snail
for spice
pace.
in this book, you will not find it. It
Guys,
for
guys,
me,
this
it's a
is
very
this is a
sweet,
snail
very
space, all
slow
right?
burn. I'm sorry.
It's a snail pace of the
It
game.
is, but that's kind of the point, okay?
Oh,
Because
hey, at
sometimes
least
people,
nobody's jumping like in Standard Soul.
true, and at least it doesn't come out of nowhere. because in this book,
Yes.
everybody sees it coming except Viv. And sometimes that's the way it is. In real life, sometimes that is the way it is. You know, there are two people who everybody around them can see what's going on except those two people, or except one of the two people. So I think the author did a good job with that, honestly.
I mean,
Um,
definitely better than in Standard Soul.
yes, very much so. Very, very
At this
much
point, a
so.
lot of books are gonna be better than Standard Soul for me. That was
Uh, Sanded Soul is on my list of books I will never read again. I have three. One of them I can't remember the title of, the other one being Moby Dick. So, no.
yeah.
But yeah, so the, the cover of this book is what initially made me want to read it. And then when I read what the book was about, I was like, oh, that sounds adorable. And I really enjoyed it. Um,
So I'll tell you what, guys. From the beginning of the book, there was like 3 chapters, and I had problems with this book to stay attached with my attention to it. Because it's a slow pace, and it's just like it takes time for setting up everything. Even it's a cozy fantasy and stuff like that. Still, it takes time for me, and I had problems. 3 chapters in, and I still had the problems uh, until before basically the coffee shop was open.
I think you said it started picking up for you a little bit after Cal showed up, just a little bit after that, after they actually started building.
But still,
Um,
it still was a little bit for me until
it does take a
actually
little bit of time to set up.
Tandri. I don't know if I pronounce her name correctly. Until she kind
Henry,
of shows
yes,
up, and the coffee shop is about to be open. That's when actually it picks up for me. But that's just my
I got you.
opinion.
I can understand that. It does take a little bit of time to set up, um, which again did not bother me, but that's also because it reminded me of any good D&D campaign where it takes a few to set up and you are going to have a few slow sessions. And yeah, I'm just a nerd. Don't mind me. Uh, so, what were you expecting going into this book, to be honest?
Uh,
Like,
Nothing.
nothing.
You described to me it as a cozy fantasy, and I was like, or immediately, all right, so there's gonna be nothing in it. No, no bloodshed, not anything that I like.
Okay. Okay. Fair point. Fair enough. I get
No, no,
it.
no.
I'm
Excuse me,
sorry.
excuse me. I expected latte because that's what it is in the name of the book. Coffee.
There
There's
was
nothing wrong
coffee.
with coffee. Always good with coffee, right? So
Yes. And this book actually made me want coffee multiple times
I
while
know
reading
I
it.
had to make her.
And cinnamon rolls. Lots of cinnamon rolls.
I know I had to make her coffee
So,
because you were
yeah.
complaining.
Okay, so what'd you think about Viv, though? I thought Viv was a really neat character because it shows her trying to transition from being an adventurer to being a coffee shop owner. What did you think about her?
Viv is pretty cool character. I'm not gonna say anything bad about her. Though I didn't agree with some choices that she did in the book. But overall, she's very interesting character. Um, there were moments when her kind of patience with some things was impressive.
Yeah. Well, considering that she was an adventurer, she would have to have some patience for things because, and I think it even mentions at one point, she was used to like stakeouts and having to be patient and waiting for things. And that made total sense to me. Um, I wish I had as much patience as she does with some things. Not gonna lie, there were some things that I would have been like, nope, I'm done, I'm out, goodbye, see you later. Uh,
Oh, with patience,
but
I'm talking also about the when how she was handling with the entire situation with Madrigal.
oh my gosh, yes,
That's what I mean about the
that.
patience.
Hmm.
That
Yeah,
was
that was
quite impressive.
interesting.
With yeah, and she's a woman that you can fucking say anything bad to her. She doesn't take it lightly.
Yeah.
Uh, like she stands her ground. There you go. I am not
Yes.
Englishing today. Ooh.
No, it's all good. Well, one thing to be noted is Viv is an orc, and orcs are a lot bigger and stronger than a lot of the other races in this world.
And
And
scare.
so, yeah. And so a lot of people
There
are
was
not going to stand back up to her. I'm sorry?
yeah, there was many times in the book mentioned how everyone were looking at her because she's an orc,
Hmm.
and they
Yeah.
had
And it,
some kind of like superstitious, comments to her.
yeah. Well, and unfortunately, that's a lot of it has to do with race. And that's a common thing in, well, anywhere, the real world, fantasy worlds. It's there's always somebody that's going to say something or do something stupid because somebody is a different race. But Viv doesn't really let all that get to her all that much. And
She's kind of used
she
to it
knows.
from what it sounded in the book.
She was very used to it, but she knows that she could probably break most of these people like a twig. And so it does not bother her.
Oh, absolutely not. Which
So,
is hilarious, to be
yeah,
fair.
it is. I love Viv, though. I absolutely love Viv. I
She
thought
is
she was a
very
great main
interesting.
character. Hmm. Who did you have a favorite side character? Like, I know who mine is, but did you have one?
Oh my goodness, I like the. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I don't remember his phrase, but it always make me laugh when I saw Thimble on the screen, basically, and
Oh,
Cal.
Thimble. Yes, he's a ratkin. So basically, like a 3 or 4 foot tall little rat. Um, he's a ratkin. He doesn't talk much. I love Thimble. He's also my favorite side character as well. I love him so much.
I
He's
always
sweet.
imagine him when he was just like using his rat paws and just like just folding that, dough
Hmm.
and stuff like that. It is hilarious image in my head. But also, I like Cal, and I'm just gonna leave it
Oh
to
God.
D with the races and stuff like that because oh my goodness, she's better in that than me. She loves this book.
I wouldn't
I
go
am
that
just here.
far, but it said in there that Cal was a hob, which I'm not sure. Maybe a hobgoblin. Um, so I'm not 100% certain with that. But Cal is also one that people tend to stay away from, and they don't go around him as much. Um, so I am thinking that maybe he's a hobgoblin. Um, I'm not 100% certain on that one, but uh, yeah, it says that he's a hob, and that's all that it says. So in my brain, he was a little hobgoblin, and I love Cal very, very much. I also really love Tandry. Um,
Oh, Tandri. Yeah, Tandri was okay for me.
well, Tandry is a
There,
succubus who is
there were some
trying
moments
not
I
to
was
let
okay with it.
people only see her as a succubus. She wants people to, see her for her and what she can do rather than what people think of her as like stereotyping her. Um,
Yeah, for me, it's like sometimes she was interesting, and sometimes it was just like character.
I can understand that. I can understand that. We also have Pendry. Pendry is the other kind of main side character uh, that surrounds Viv, and he's a sweet guy.
Oh, you're talking about the
Stonemason by
bard.
trade, but he wants to be a bard, and he's adorable. Um, so
He was funny for me and adorable. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree
he was
here.
very adorable, very sweet. Um, but yeah, I'm glad that we both agree that Thimble is our favorite side character. Though I love Thimble so much. He's sweet, and the first thing he does after being offered the job and realizing that he gets free coffee is ask for a coffee before he gets anything else. Which, fair enough. I have also been known to ask for coffee before anything
She is.
guilty as charged. So, oh my god. So, with this book, I'm pretty sure that Viv has the most like character development because the rest of the characters are kind of already where they're at. Um, and I see
Yeah.
her. She starts out as an adventurer. She turns into an entrepreneur. I don't know if that's how you actually say
Actually,
that word. Don't judge me. Um,
when no,
but
just to mention it,
mhm,
prologue or the first chapter, it's basically we see Viv being a sword for hire still before she
yes.
settles down in the city. So yeah, you kind of get it that the glimpse of what she used to do.
Hmm. Yeah, and it was not a glamorous life beforehand. Not that her life is all that glamorous now, but she seems a lot happier. Uh, and she found herself a bit and you know found her people. And so to me, this book is not just a cozy fantasy. It is also about somebody who is finding her people. And that resonates big time with me because I have also recently found my people. Um, and it's nice to see a book where the character finds their family where they didn't have one before.
It's basically
And
a
so
found family trope here going on.
exactly. And it makes me happy, which is the whole point of a cozy fantasy. It makes me happy. So,
I'll be happy if somebody was
um
swimming in the blood and stuff like. But that's me. We can find a family when somebody was. Yep. Yeah. Let's continue before I will just go on a tangent. How much I would like, you know. Yeah.
okay, honestly, you may enjoy the second book a little bit more. There is a bit more action. Eh, Not a lot more, but there is a bit more.
I don't
Anyways,
expect blood, so that's kind of disappointing already.
well, I mean, there's a cool talking skeleton in the second one.
Is it as cool as Manfred from Dragon Age Veilguard?
Well, I love him, but to be fair, he was my first talking skeleton. I don't know if he would. I like him. Don't. Nyeh, eh. I don't know what else to say right there. Don't at me, okay?
Oh, I didn't
So
say anything. I've been thinking about Manfred, okay?
I know, and now I'm just thinking talking skeletons. So yeah. Um. Anyways, we're not even talking about the second book. You've never read it. I don't want to spoil it if you do decide to read it. I will be reading it again at some point because there is a third book, and I have not read the third book. So I want to read the second one again so that I can have fresh eyes when I go into the third one and hopefully enjoy it just as much as these first two that I have absolutely adored. Um, eh, is the plot predictable in this book, do you think? A little bit, because it is a cozy fantasy, you want to see the happy ending. Um,
It is predictable. It's
yeah.
It's not just like, yeah, I want to see the happy ending or something. It's predictable. For
Mhm,
example, well, she opens the coffee shop, okay? And people are, it's just coffee there. And it's very predictable
mhm,
because you're even from the business, I that you look at it, he's like you're like, okay, on the coffee you're not gonna just, drag people here to this establishment. You need actually some food and stuff like that. And then you
mhm.
have Timble showing up and making cinnamon rolls. After cinnamon rolls, you
Yes.
have Timblets, and then you have the which is like a cookies, biscuits, cookies, uh,
Yeah.
whatever you call them, and then
I
you have basically a chocolate croissant.
Yes, the Midnight Crescents, oh, they sound so good.
Yeah, chocolate croissant. And it's
Yeah.
it's it's predictable, that it's gonna be developing, and the menu is gonna be growing and stuff like that. It's predictable. You can just see it miles away from it.
And I mean, because it's a cozy fantasy, it's kinda technically supposed to be. There are a couple of things in there that still don't have answers, and even after reading the second one, I still have not gotten answers to them. Like the one gnome that shows up randomly to play chess, that guy is not really explained. Um, but yes, the plot is a bit predictable, but again, to be expected because it is a cozy fantasy. That's kind of what you expect. It's what you want to see in a cozy fantasy. You want to see the story progress. You want to see how the things go, and hopefully have a happy ending. I would have been extremely upset if this book had ended in a whole bunch of blood and gore. Um, Whereas you probably would have been like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yes. Yes,
Oh
yeah,
my
absolutely.
god.
That would be. Yeah. Give me a John Wick
Well,
style here, and yeah, I'm happy. But that's just
I'm
me.
just gonna arm you with a frying pan and let you go. That's fine.
Exactly. Give me even a frying pan battle in the kitchen or something. I'll be happy. Doesn't have to be even blood. You can whack somebody with a cast iron frying pan. I'll be happy. Something happened in there. Throw some caps at somebody.
To be fair, you got your blood and gore in the prologue, okay? That was
Not
all you
enough.
got.
Not enough.
So did you have a favorite scene at all in the book? Like
No.
at all?
No.
No.
No,
Oh
I'm just
no.
thinking about it. No.
Oh. Okay. Honestly, my favorite
No, because
scene was
like I'm saying,
probably
everything for me was literally the same. Like
I got you.
it was happening in one building and stuff like that. You had the same characters basically all the time going on there. And the only thing that I know what was progressing is how Timble was creating his food. First was
Yeah, I got you.
cinnamon rolls, then you have the Timblets, and then you had a chocolate croissant, and that's it. That's that's the timeline progression that you're gonna get from me.
Okay, I do happen to remember you saying that there was one scene that you enjoyed.
I do not
Um,
remember
and
which
it's
one.
towards the end of the book. Just bear with me a second. Hold on. Hold your horses. Towards the end of the book, after our channel is about spoilers anyways, the shop burns down, okay? And so they have to rebuild the shop.
Oh, that
And
one. Yeah.
Tandri wrote a letter to Viv's previous adventuring party, some of her friends, and they actually showed up with more supplies to rebuild. And Viv wasn't expecting it, and it was just very very sweet. And I remember you saying that you actually liked that part.
Yeah, now that you
So
reminded me about it, yeah, that you can, I guess, you can count as my favorite scene. Finally,
okay,
something burned down.
I
Um,
have
the,
a
Yeah, no, just the fact that friends got together to help Viv rebuild her coffee shop. That was actually really nice. It moved me a little
Yeah.
bit. But besides that,
Okay.
guys, I'm telling you, everything for me is the same in this book. And I get it, it's a cozy fantasy, but for me, it's an issue here, all right? Because everything in the timeline just molds together here, melts, swirls, twirls, everything, and it's the same cinnamon roll coming out. No glaze.
Okay. I understand that. I do.
No glaze. That's how I feel about it. It's
No, I
nice
get it.
cinnamon, you tasted the pastry, but there is no glaze. It just it's lacking something. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about this book.
I gotcha.
Since we are
But
on the
you don't
cinnamon roll
hate the
subject.
book like you did Sand and Soul,
Oh
though.
no, no.
You're just kind
Mm-mm.
of meh about it, right?
Like from my personal is gonna be like probably like 3 stars personally. But we are doing for
I
our
gotcha.
books channel, so that's gonna be fair
Hmm.
and square on the point system in after we just talk about everything. But
Yeah.
yeah, personally for me it would be like 3 stars. Like I am okay. Like I read it. I didn't DNF that. Like I want to do that with Sanded Soul because I want to
Right.
stick something to my elbows and pull them out.
Sorry.
It was yeah no
Okay.
I mm-mm. Oh, that
I
book is a
gotcha.
nightmare.
It is, and I don't want to revisit it anymore. It was terrible. You mentioned earlier that there were a couple of decisions that you didn't agree with that Viv made. Can
Yeah.
you elaborate?
Uh,
Okay.
okay. Yeah. First one. Stop being an adventurer. What do you expect from me at this point? I know you're laughing right now.
Oh.
And just
No, I absolutely am laughing. No, mm, then we wouldn't have the coffee shop and everything, okay?
doesn't matter. She could visit the coffee shop in the Gnomish city. But
Oh, you're
okay,
awful. You're
shush.
awful, and I love it.
The second one, I don't like the fact that she decided to do not take care of the. Oh my god, what was his name? Thanos?
Dennis?
Dennis, whatever his name is. The names also, I don't have a good memory for those names in this book, by the way, because none of the
His name was
characters.
Dennis, the one that stole the stone, right?
Yeah, because for me, none of those characters besides like Viv, Kyle, and Timble, none of them just shine through, So it's kind of like the name
I
didn't
get
imprint
that.
it in my brain, basically.
Oh, yeah, and then there was also the big cat, Amity.
Yeah, she was there, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, she just kinda came and went. I think she came and went with the gnome, which I'm still wondering about. I'm hoping the 3rd book will clear that up for me, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna rebel.
Okay, so by the end of the book, I thought actually that the kitty, the overgrown kitty, is actually maybe a shapeshifter that Madrigal is or something. I don't know,
Uh,
because it was very
no,
interesting. It was very interesting to me that they had an ambush on this dude who stole the stone, which I don't remember his name again.
Dennis.
There you go. Yes, listen to her, guys. So he came back to the city after Viv's store was rebuilt, and surprise, Kitty was there too during that ambush. So with the Madrigal people, by the way. So I don't know, like I kind of I thought that maybe this old lady, the leader of the Madrigal, maybe she is the cat.
I don't know. I don't think she is. I really think that this cat has something to do with this gnome who it's kind of hinted that he's a time traveler of some sort. Um, because of the way he talks, and it's kind of cryptic, and he never actually answers any questions. Like he answers them, but not the way you would expect. Um, and he's constantly playing this game of chess, and the other pieces are moving, but nobody sees it. And when Viv asked about it, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely moving them," but he doesn't say how, and nobody sees him. But the cat tends to show up when he's there. So that's why I really feel like this cat may be connected with him more than just randomly showing up. Um, but I do understand where you're coming from, thinking that maybe it could be the Madrigal and maybe she's a shapeshifter. I don't know. It doesn't actually explain it, and I'm really hoping the third book will.
I don't know because she
If it does, I'll let
suspiciously
you know.
knows so much stuff that was happening in the store and stuff like that since the cat show up.
Hmm.
So I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I kind of thought that
Yeah, no, I completely understand it. So now I have another theory because I had never even thought of that theory. So now I have two theories on this cat and no answers. So yeah, woo. Um, did the world feel believable at least? Like, you know, yes, it's a fantasy world and everything, but
uh,
like, did it feel like this is how this world functions? Because for me, it did. Like,
it can
you have
okay.
your
So it was
Mhm.
kind of fantasy, but in some ways it felt for me steampunk.
It did. I agree. Because when Cal builds the fan and like the gnomish inventions and stuff, that felt kind of steampunk-ish. But
Yeah.
it's not specifically said that it's steampunk, but it did kind of remind me. So I'm kind of wondering if like some of the like gnomish cities are maybe steampunk-esque, whereas other cities are, not quite as advanced. Which is something that I would love to see some, more of and see if it explains anything later on. I don't know if we'll ever get to see that, but that's my headcanon, you know?
I'm not entirely sure. Honestly, like there was some like for example, Timble was doing, some stuff like he was baking stuff like that. The descriptions were great. But
Hmm.
then the descriptions are other things like the entire shop and stuff like that or city were kind of lacking in my opinion.
I can understand that. I think that somebody in the author's life is a baker, or that maybe he bakes himself because there was a lot around this little ratkin who bakes. And you can tell that a lot of love went into writing that particular character because of the descriptions of him baking and how he comes up with the things. Um,
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm
somebody
saying.
in
That's what I'm
hmm
saying. The baking descriptions and even the coffee, how you make coffee and stuff like that, how the smell of coffee was. Uh,
hmm
it had more descriptions than descriptions of anything else in this world, which it makes it realistic on the part of baking and stuff like that. But everywhere else, I felt kind of lacking. Like it was just kind of rushed through some of the descriptions. At least that's from my point of view.
I can understand that. For me, it kind of made sense because for if we're looking at all this through Viv's eyes, the real part of her life, the part that she is focused on, is this coffee shop. So her watching this coffee shop, bloom and take off is like the focal point of her life at the moment. So it kind of made it feel more like we were looking at things through the way Viv would see. Even though the book itself was written in third person, I believe. Um, but that's kind of the way it made me feel, is because the descriptions in the coffee shop itself with the baking and the coffee, those were a lot more vivid than the rest of it. So that's why it just really made me feel more like the goal was to make us see it as Viv sees it, so to speak.
Yeah, like I'm saying,
Whether that was the actual intended goal or not, that's completely debatable, but
like I
that's
said,
how my brain took it.
for me, some of the descriptions were lacking, while some of them were good. So
I get it. So the pacing was not the best for you, right? Because you said
it's
everything blends in.
everything was blending in for me, which is kind of like, I would say it's not a slug thing like I felt in the Sanded Soul, but it's not really nicely paced like in Poison Study, or even the Study of Poisons that we read. It's kind of like
Hmm.
between for me. Like you can keep it up with it, but it's nothing fancy, if you know what I mean. So that it's kind of like
I
middle for
gotcha.
me.
I gotcha. For me, the pacing was good because it just kind of literally just follows along with her as she's opening the coffee shop. But that's just me. And I completely understand how the pacing would be off for somebody who it's blending in for. I get that. So, with the pacing being off for you, was there anything you were actually like confused about or anything?
Confused? No, it's just like I'm saying. Mostly everything was just melting together. The
Okay.
only thing that I can based on the timeline is basically on the creations of the thimble that he created, like cinnamon roll, templates, and the chocolate croissant. And that's all I can
Hmm.
tell you that was going in this direction because of also the descriptions of it, how it was made, and all that stuff.
Hmm.
So that's the only kind of like points that I can give you how it was going. Besides that, well, maybe in also shop burning. Besides that, not much. Everything is the same for me.
I gotcha. I understand that. I I don't think I was confused about anything. Um, really. So yeah, at least there's that.
I mean, at
So
least
what?
you don't have to reread the pages like with the Sanded Soul because oh my god, there was
Right.
one time
Oh
there I
my
read
gosh.
some over there. I read a page was I don't know what they were doing. It was something happening in that book, and I had to reread that page 3 times, and I still didn't know who was talking to who.
Yeah, this one at least you're not confused about who's talking with one another.
No, no, this
So,
one, yeah, this one was nice. Like here, if you compare to the Sanded Soul, this one was nice.
mhm. Oh yeah. Well, also I feel like the dialogue was pretty good for this book and everything. Um, like it didn't feel forced, it didn't feel unnatural or anything. It just felt like the way people would actually
Maybe,
talk.
maybe
And there
sometimes
were
felt
a
for
few
me a little bit off.
places. I'm sorry.
Maybe sometimes in few places it felt a little bit off to me, but yeah,
Okay, I get that. Um, well, I know there was a couple of times when somebody was like trying to explain something to somebody, and instead of actually being able to explain the whole process, they were like, "Well, it'll be easier when I can show you." And then later on, they do show the person that they were trying to explain the thing to what had happened. Because like Viv was trying to explain to Cal what coffee was, and she's like, "Well, it's like a bean, but it's not." And then yeah, I'll just show you when I get it because you're not going to understand. And I get
yeah,
that because that felt to me like a real life conversation. Because how many times have I told you, hey, I don't know how to explain this thing, but I will show you as soon as I can, you know? So I enjoyed the fact that some of the conversations felt real like that to me. So, but that's just me.
like I'm saying that this book is like okay, I read it, but it's not per se my cup of tea.
So You're basically telling me that you think the idea could have been executed a little bit better, right?
It the book by itself for me it's not bad, but I feel like it could be executed a little bit more, like better, add some more stuff. And it doesn't have to be per se violence or anything. Just you could add maybe a little bit more of drama or something, or just kind of like I don't know, just it was lacking something for me, you know. Like I am the person who was reading this book, but if I close it and put it away, I'll be totally fine with not coming back to it.
I gotcha. I
Was
can
it bad?
understand
But
that.
no, it's not bad. It's just lacking something that will keep you just locked for me, you know, for person like me.
Hmm. I understand that. And it's one of those things where all books, there's going to be people that like the books, there's going to be people that don't like the books. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. If I was rating it just by myself, it would be a 5 star. But that's just me. That's my personal, you know, preference. And honestly, I think I have already rated it as 5 star on my personal Goodreads profile. Um, but our review today is going to be based on our point system, of course, to keep it fair, as you said earlier. And I also know that you said earlier that your personal one would be a 3 star.
Yes, it would be 3 star.
Mm-hmm. So,
All right. So judging the area of the book, what do you think about it? Was it like wonderful and beautifully written, terrible, predictable? What's for you? Because for me,
I,
like I said, it's a mid book. Um, some of the descriptions were great, some of them were lacking, some of the characters were fine, some of them were better than fine. It's a mid book for me now. What about you?
for me, I usually base how I judge a book on whether I would read it again or not. And I would absolutely read this book again, and have twice now. And yes, I would read it again. I do enjoy it. I love the characters. Uh, I love just being able to sit down and just read something cozy without having to worry about so much drama. I understand that that makes it boring for some people, but sometimes I just enjoy not having drama to deal with. And there is a little bit in this book. There's not a lot, but there is a little bit, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Um,
Or
it
maybe
it's
not
a good
even drama.
distraction.
You know what? Maybe not even drama. You could add some mystery, a little bit more mystery and stuff like that. There you go.
The second book does actually,
Yeah, but
which is
we are
why I
talking about
think
the
you would
first one.
enjoy it. I know, I know. We're talking about the first book. I'm just saying, maybe you should give the second book a try. Maybe you could read it with me. Oh, anyways, um, since we were kind of talking about our ratings and everything, why don't we go ahead and give our rating? So, as far as the main character, okay, on a scale of 1 to 5, what did you think? Did you like the main character?
Viv was fine character for me. I didn't have much of an issue with her, so I would give her honestly 4 points from the scale on the
Okay.
scale from 1 to 5. Now, one is least likable, 5 is most likable.
Yes. So, I'm going to give her a 5 because I absolutely adore Viv. I do. I love her. She's a good character. I kind of want to make a D&D character based off of her now, but we'll see how that goes. Um, side character. You said your favorite side character was Thimble. How would you rate him 1 to 5?
You know what? I would say, how about if we just collect all the aside characters together that we talk about,
Works for me.
and we just give them collectible point at this
Okay,
point.
works for me.
So for me, collectively, the side characters are gonna get 3 points. Some of them could be better, some of them could be not existent even.
I gotcha. I'm gonna give him a 4. I loved the side characters, but I do wish that we had seen a little bit more of some of them. Like Pendry, I wish we had seen a little bit more of him. Um,
Some
I
of
would have
them just
loved to have seen
felt like fill
Al a little more.
characters.
I'm sorry?
Some of the characters felt like fill characters, like they just there to fill up, and that's it, and that's all you get from them.
Yeah, I can understand that. Um, that's probably why I'm giving them a 4 because, like, some of them, I wish we could have seen more of them. So,
All right,
4 from me.
since we talk about the character development, we know only that Viv had that character development, so we're just gonna judge her at this point. So on
Mhm.
the scale from 1 to 5, what do you think?
I think she had a lot of development. I would definitely give her a 5 because she went from being an adventurer to, you know, understanding there's more to life than, you know, raising a sword and killing people. Um, and I really feel like she came leaps and bounds from where she was originally. Um, is she perfect by the end of the book? Absolutely not. But, you know, she's still working on everything. She's trying. And there was a huge setback with the fire. She, was extremely upset, but that made her feel more real to me because I've had major setbacks and I have been in that state of mind before. And the fact that she let her friends, help her was a huge difference from before because before she wanted to do everything herself. Everything, she felt like the world was on her shoulders and she stepped back and did let her friends help. And that was a huge development for me. So I would give her a 5.
For me, I think this is the biggest point that shows how Viv is that after fire. So honestly, I'll just give her 3 points.
That's fine.
It didn't feel for me too much of a development. And the only point that actually you can see some kind of development comparing to her past is actually that moment after the fire, when the coffee shop burns down. And it's just that, like, like comparing to the past, that's what you get, the biggest, kind of show of the character development there. Besides that, I didn't feel it that much.
I get that. I get that. All right. So, the plot of the book, predictable. We both agreed that it kind of was.
Which is somewhat, our somewhat is to 2 to 3 points, and I'm just gonna give it 3 points at this point because this it was predictable. But there's like things like with that gnome that you were saying that you didn't know. It's like,
Mhm.
eh, it was
I
somewhat
would also give it a
predictable.
3, honestly. So, which is not bad for a cozy fantasy. That's not bad,
That is
you know.
true. All right, so our world building here, like descriptions and stuff like that. What is your point here? Because one is lack of the description and hard to imagine. Five, the descriptions were like absolutely freaking amazing, and you had the movie playing out in your head. So how it is for you?
Yeah. If I could give it a 3.5, I would, but we don't have half points. Um, so I'm gonna say probably a 3, but if I was only basing it on the coffee shop itself, it would definitely have been like a 4 or a 5.
No, 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 no. We're
But
going overall.
3 for the overall.
Yeah, for me it's also three. Like I'm saying, the
Okay.
only points that they are saving here this book is when the temple was actually baking. And I'm serious
Yeah,
right
I
now.
get that.
So yeah. All right, girl. How was the pacing for you? 1 is pacing off, or 5 pacing was wonderful?
Um, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the pace that we went at. Um, it's another one of those things. I would give it a 4.5 if I could. So I'll probably give it a 4 though, because I do agree that it does start slow. So
So for you, it's
it
4.
would be a 4 from me.
All right. Well,
What
for
about you?
me, for me, it's 3. It was somewhat dragging there.
It was actually better than I thought you would give it. Actually.
It was somewhat dragging, like I'm saying. So, I there were the moments that were okay, and somewhere that was dragging. So I feel like it, it will justify if I would just give 3. So
Yeah, I get that. So what about the idea of the book? Um, was it like terrible, predictable, blah blah blah, or just wonderful, well written?
it was okay. I feel like there's a lot of things missing that could be fixed or could be added
Hmm.
some stuff, even like more mystery to keep it more entertaining. In my opinion, I get it's a cozy fantasy, but I feel like you could add some mystery, and you don't have to even put a bloodshed direction, but just add some mystery, maybe some puzzles to solve, something to keep person entertained, somebody to make it think about this book all the time. So I would say it's okay idea, but uh, from my point of view, it would be good if they had some work a little bit done on it. So I would just give it 3. What about you?
I would do a 4, honestly, because I love the idea of the book. It was executed, pretty well. There were a few things that I would have loved to have seen done a little better, though. So definitely a 4 because it's not quite 5 tier for me on that one. Um,
Oh boy, we
but
have
I did enjoy the book. I would read the book again and have read it twice now. So, um, you know,
it's actually funny because I just I counted our points here. I'm giving
uh huh.
this book literally 21 points, and you have 28, which on our scale 1 to 10 is 1 star, 11, 20, 2 star, 21, 25 is 3-star review, 26, 30 is 4-star review, 31, 40 is 5-star review. So going with that, literally this book got from me on like the bottom ledge, 3-star.
Oh goodness.
Literally barely got the 3-star from me on this, which is hilarious because that's also my personal here score as
Hmm.
well.
And mine, based on our point system, got 1 star less than what I would give it personally.
Yep. Because
Oh
yours is
gosh.
perfectly between. You have a 28 points here, which is literally 4-star review in between of the points. So
Hmm.
I think that is funny.
It is kind of funny. So, what will our rating as books be?
As a books is 3.5 because we are taking both of our points of views and we are just putting it together and taking the middle of it, which is 3.5.
Okay, sounds good to me. Um, so yeah, it this is a good book. It's very cozy. It it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, obviously. Sarah didn't enjoy it as much as I did. There's going to be books that I don't enjoy as much as she does, and that's okay. That's
That's
life,
okay.
everybody.
Exactly. And that's why we're having reviews based on the point system, so it's fair and square.
Mhm.
Because not everybody likes the same books, and we are just showing that right now.
Exactly.
We don't have to be agreeing on everything like we agree on Poison Study, because we both love the series. But
Oh
here
yeah.
in this cozy fantasy, as you guys see, we disagree on quite a bit of scale here,
Mhm.
and that's fine. Also,
Oh yeah.
what I'm just gonna say here, we do not go through this entire book fully to explain what was happening because it's literally happening basically in one place.
Mhm.
It's a cozy fantasy. There is not much happening, and just talking about everything would take us quite a bit, and it feels pointless. That's why we agree on going through the questions and just talking about it a little bit, and then give our points, comparing to what we did with the poison study, where there's a lot of things happening, and there are quite a lot of things important going into the plot that just push everything forward. So
Mhm.
it's just that literally the only thing in my opinion right now with the plot in this book is when Timble created something. That's basically like the
Mhm.
checkpoint of this book.
True. I agree with that. Thimble is a very big pivotal character in this book because without him, there would not be much of a coffee shop. Um, but I absolutely adore him, and he's such a cute little character. And even though he doesn't say a lot, he's he's sweet,
He
and I love
technically he
him.
talks. He technically talks through the like a sign language, but nobody understands him.
Kinda. He can speak. He just prefers not to. If he can write to you instead of speaking, he will do that. And it's just adorable. So,
All right,
I love
guys.
him though.
That's gonna be all for us for today because, like I'm saying, there is not much to talk about this book. It's a cozy fantasy. There's not much happening. Everything is basically in one place, which is coffee shop. Um, a lot of dialogues, some of the descriptions of the food. Like I'm saying, not much happening. Um, so we are not gonna be going through the entire thing like we did with Poison Study or with Sanded Soul because we were ripping apart this book for a valid reason, by the way. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
be all for us for today. So thank you so much. I love you for being here. Or we really, really appreciate that. And bookish operation of obtaining knowledge and spoilers is clocking out. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.